to the Appalachian Trail thing.
Look, I'm leaning out of the webpage again. We are very 3D that way.
Yeah, 3D.
It's exciting, isn't it? People love it too. Need I say more?
Yes, absolutely. That's the way it is.
Uh-oh. That's what happens when Tim tries to walk into a bar with his big dick.
Okay. Well, here it is, folks. I, the Baskin Grill Master, have been associated with the Appalachian Trail now on about 25 years.
Why don't just take a second and tell people what the AT is? The
Appalachian
Trail.
or the Appalachian Trail is from Maryland North. The Appalachian Trail is from Maryland South, depending on how you talk. It's over 2,100 miles long. Many people start in Georgia or Maine and walk the entire trail. So obviously, you need shoes for this type of thing, or you hike without shoes at all. But what's been happening over the past 10 or 15 years, the pack weights that people are carrying have gone down and down and down and down. So therefore, your shoes don't have to weigh as much. Great idea. The only drawback to the lightweight shoe craze is that a vast majority of people are doing more and more and more mileage. Well, that mileage is causing foot problems. There's not a lot of support for the shoes because they're real light. It forces people to get off the trail in real bad snowstorms because they don't have much shoes. So what's been happening? We think that people are going to their foot doctors. Say you're 20 years old and you're out there hiking on the trail and you have a pair of lightweight shoes. Yeah, say for instance you're 20 years old, like I said, you're hiking the trail, you got a lightweight pack on, weighs 10, 15 pounds, hardly anything. You're doing like 20, 25 miles on the trail every day. You have no feet problems the entire time you're on the Appalachian Trail, but 5 years later, 6 years later, 7 years later, 20 years later, you start to develop foot problems. It can be because you're pounding that trail every single day and not taking care of your feet, because you've got a lightweight pack on and you have shoes with no support. Now, conversely on the situation, look at it this way. You've got a really heavy pair of hiking boots on. Well, shoes that are heavy, like the kind I have, I got a Solas on my feet right now. The great thing about these, all kinds of great support. The trouble with these shoes is they weigh 1.5 tons. What can happen is that your shoes weigh, say, 3-4 pounds a piece. Over time, walking at 2,000 miles can give you stress on your knees. So the compromise, folks, is a pair of shoes that have leather and also have fabric on them at the same time, which works great. The best part about that whole deal is these shoes are better. They're going to last a lot longer. They're going to give you good support. You run into a 1.5 foot snowstorm and you've got these shoes on, well, you're going to survive. The person wearing a pair of sneakers with a super lightweight pack is going to freeze their feet. They're going to get frostbite on their feet. They're going to have to get off the trail, and there's going to be a problem. So do the compromise. Get yourself a pair of mixed shoes with leather and fabric that are going to support your feet throughout about the 2,000 mile plus range.
Aha.
So the message thing on this is,
well said, Tim.
Get a compromised pair of shoes to last the trail.
Well said. I should have had like a trail background, but I was busy doing my...
There we go. That's my trail comment for the show for the evening.
You know what? We don't have enough beer. I only got 1 beer left, and there's an hour left in the show.
So we'll just spread it out.
Oh, does that sound like an addict?
Yeah.